Wait for it. Wait for it. Who am I? You sure you want to know?
What does that make us? Sidekicks?
It's the Trusty Sidekick podcast with your hosts, Jay Washington, Bobby Hill. What's going on, everybody? We're back once again. It is the Trusty Sidekick podcast. I am your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington.
And I'm your resident superhero, Bobby Hill.
Oh, now you're a superhero?
All right, wasn't I always a superhero?
No.
What was I before?
You're just resident hero.
Oh, my bad. Well, you're a supervillain, so I had to step my game up.
You just was, you just
I just became one earlier today.
Okay,
the rain, there's something in the rain here in Los Angeles, probably all the smog that's here.
I haven't seen smog the videos used to show in the 90s.
It's mostly dog shit, man. People sell that stuff, and every time I'm riding into the city, I don't really see any smog. Does it exist? I'm sure it does. But I'm always healthier here than when I'm back home in Chicago where the weather's changing all the time.
Yeah, this weather's decent. It rains, so it's been raining here. Is the drought over?
It's rained the last 2 weekends.
Right. So is that drought over? Is the question.
Yeah, it's rained for about half an hour each time. So of course the drought is done.
Yeah, that should be it.
The water levels have returned to their regular levels.
There's an ocean right.
You can go back to making all your avocados and whoever the hell else has been stealing a bunch of water. Billy Bean from the Oakland A's.
A lot of people have lemon trees in their lawn.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, what's been going on with you?
Oh man, it's been crazy. I'm winding down to my last week here in Los Angeles for this run. If you guys don't know, I come to LA pretty much every other month, and I stay out here for a month just to do a bunch of shows, see a bunch of people. A lot of my old Chicago friends are here. So this has been a fun trip. I've been able to relax a lot on this trip, just hanging out and seeing some cool people, seeing some cool shows, seeing some cool comics. It's been a lot of fun. You've been busting some ass though in your first couple of weeks out here.
I have not stopped moving since I got here.
Yeah.
It's either been on a stage, meeting people, networking, doing other things. I've been super busy, man. I got a chance to politic with a lot of good people. Got a chance to run into Craig Robinson from The Office, Hot Tub Time Machine, People's, even Mr. Robinson. The show canceled off NBC.
He was one of my inspirations to start.
Super cool dude. Got a chance to meet up with him, man. Been doing a lot, man. It's been great. Chirac's still in theaters as of now. Will be in theaters until about maybe right after Christmas. It goes to digital HD on December 29th.
We were talking about numbers about that movie because it's a small release. It's a very limited release.
Yes, very.
308 screen release for its first couple of weekends. The drop-off, though, is only 20%, which is extremely low for a movie going into its second week. A lot of movies drop off anywhere from 45, anywhere up to 70% going into week 2. But only 20% means a lot of people are looking for this movie.
Over 2 point something million in the box office, and people, it was so funny because I was arguing with people. They were like, "Oh, it flopped. It only did 2 million." I was like, "You're an idiot."
Yeah, you have to look at per screen averages. Per screen averages are the most important thing because that shows. Well, I don't want to say most important thing. I'm not a movie box office expert, but I have paid a lot of attention. But money per screen is a thing that's very important because that shows what your movie is drawing as far as actual people in the audience. So, if you're in 4,000 theaters, which nobody has, if you're in 3,500 theaters and you're having a big weekend, you should have a big weekend. You have too many options for people to see your movie. Right. When you're in 300 screens, that's not a lot of opportunity.
People have to go. They have to go to a specific one.
They have to look for it, and they're looking for a particular theater and so on and so forth. So to only drop 20% by week 2 means there's still a lot of people filling up the available theaters that are in to see the movie. Yeah,
and they'll definitely, a lot of people will get their hands on it finally. Digital HD, like I said, December 29th, so before New Year's. And then you can get the actual physical DVDs and Blu-rays on January 26th.
Which I guess will probably have some special packaging and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's going to have a lot of deleted scenes, extras, bonus footage, which means there's going to be a lot of jokes, a lot of places.
Boner footage.
Boner footage. Okay, I don't know about that.
There's some hot scenes in that movie, man. You got no love scenes in the movie, though.
I'm glad I don't. I mean, I wish I would have had one, but not,
We can get you some love scenes in real life. That's what
we really do.
Got to start in one place and then go to another.
Yeah, right? Let's start off small in a sense. Let's start off small.
Well, we've got a pretty. What do you have coming up? Are you going anywhere? Are you going back to Chicago for New Year's?
No, I will be in LA. Unfortunately, I'll be here for Christmas and New Year's. I wanted to go to Seattle to be with my fiance and my daughter, but finances didn't pan out well for that, so I will be in Los Angeles looking lost for a week.
There's Chicago people that'll be here. You'll be able to
Most of them are gone.
You'll get a Chicago Christmas in.
I hope.
We'll find you some idiots, or we'll find you some locals who could use some people to jump in on their Christmas plans. Somebody needs to come and eat the whole.
As long
turkey.
as they aren't in improv, and I want to shoot myself in the face.
We had a crazy thing happen to us this past week.
Oh yeah, I'm glad. You know what? I forgot about that. So, what day was that?
That was that Monday? No, that was Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Last Sunday night.
Last Sunday night, Bobby and I are out at a industry party for Interlock Entertainment.
Yep.
We're out at a talent management holiday party, and Bobby has a buddy he met here.
Yeah.
Who does photography.
His name's Shay Flynn.
Yeah.
He's awesome. So
shouts out to Shay.
My friend Danny Deal came into town. She's a DJ. She's amazing. She's also a writer. She's taken on a couple new writing gigs. I'm not sure if she's announced them yet, so I don't want to blow her.
Yeah, of course.
If she's not allowed to say anything yet. I'm pretty sure she is, but I don't want to blow her spot. So anyway, Danny Deal's got a couple dope writing gigs. She was out here doing some press, and she had a couple shows she was supposed to go to. So she set us up for this industry party. It was like an industry holiday party. Her friend Shay Flynn, also a Chicago guy, was out there with us, and we were at the event. It was a lot of fun. We're leaving the event, right?
Yeah.
Fun time at the event.
Very nice time.
They had
an
open bar, so obviously
the two worst words I keep telling people, the greatest two and worst two words in the English language at the same time are the words open and bar.
Yeah, it was solid. It was a good time. So we leave there, and as we were leaving, Shay stopped us and said, hey, my roommate is familiar with you guys and was wondering if you guys could put together like a little video real quick to show him.
Okay.
And so I was like, yeah, you should tell him to watch the Trusty Side or listen to the Trusty Sidekick podcast. And he goes, yeah, that's how he knows you guys. So we made a video for his roommate, which was cool, and that was a really surreal moment.
That was that nigga, we made it
because we ain't shit. I mean, let's be honest.
We're not.
If you're listening to this, we're very grateful. We're very thankful.
Very appreciative.
Because you're the early people. You're the people who later on the forum will be talking about how you've been here since the beginning.
I was here since day one. I've been here.
You'll also be the ones that will accuse us of changing. If things ever get awesome for us, you're going to be the first ones to be like, Bobby, I remember y'all back at the beginning when you cared about the original couple thousand people that were listening to your podcast.
Right. This was for all the corporate sponsorships and all the Hollywood endorsements, and you gonna have sold your goddamn souls.
But knowing that we're just getting this thing off the ground and having someone basically recognize us from the podcast that early on in a place where, of course, he texted him and goes, hey, I'm hanging out with these two comics. Have you ever heard of them? But the guy's response was, yeah, I've actually been listening to their podcast, which is a really, really weird thing.
Dude, it's super dope. I'll be honest. It's hella dope, hella amazing. We appreciate it much, man. So shout out to everybody who is listening, everybody who's downloaded, man. The thing is, we get our analytics on how many downloads we've had, and our downloads have been jumping up phenomenally. We appreciate all of you all who have been downloading the episodes, who've been going back listening to old episodes.
We're idiots. We're not experts. We like these shows for what we like them for.
Yeah.
We don't know everything that's going on. I'm sure people are disagreeing with some of the things that we're saying or some of the rappers.
That's not possible. It's not where they're going.
That's not how it happened.
It's not where they're going.
When Brian Michael Bendis was running that book, that is not exactly what happened.
Jesus Christ. When they made Batman, this is not what they expected. Like, what?
Yeah. But we're just idiots that tend to like these shows and we like talking about them, and we hope that the way that we talk about them is the way that you like to hear about them, and that when we fuck up, of course we're fucking up because we're not perfect.
But, I'd rather people hear it from not a scripted perspective.
Yeah, we're mostly shooting from the hip here.
Like, we know what we saw, we know how we feel, we have conflicting,
we have a
perspectives.
couple of notes, and then we just say what we think we're talking about,
and just let that shit get recorded for about an hour and edit it up and then send it out to you guys.
Yeah.
So speaking of shows, we were checking out all the shows minus one are on their mid-season finales, which Bobby and I still believe is the dumbest thing in the world.
So it's a mid-season. That's like, oh my God.
It's just Christmas break.
It's like Smart and Final Extra. Have you seen this?
Yes, I saw it.
We've covered this, right? We've not talked about this on the podcast.
No, we covered this in person.
So there's a store called Smart and Final, okay? That seems like it's got all the things that you would need. It's for intelligent people, and it's the end-all, be-all of the things that you would need.
It's Smart and Final.
That's it, okay? Now, we have found that there is not just Smart and Final. There's also Smart and Final Extra, which is like somebody had to be fired. Whoever originally named that place had to be fired. There can't be. What do you mean extra?
I don't think they got fired though. I think somebody was like, That's a great idea.
Oh, somebody got promoted over it, probably.
You know they did.
It's like terrible country.
Somebody is driving a Maserati over the word extra.
For coming up with extra.
Coming up with extra.
Oh, my God. So
but
stupid.
speaking of which, the only show that's still out is Supergirl.
She needed a week to herself. She needed a week with nothing else to take away from her.
And after coming off the reveal of the Martian Manhunter being in the show, everybody wanted to see what would happen the next week, and it delivered.
Yeah, it's a tough. This is obviously because the show is on CBS. This is the toughest show to make it out of the Arrowverse because it's you can see the constraints that are put on a show that's on CBS versus a show that's put on even the CW.
Well, remember when Constantine was on NBC?
Yeah,
he couldn't smoke.
Yeah, it completely pulled away from what
he has lung cancer and he smokes.
The difference between a show like Supergirl and a show like Jessica Jones as far as what it is that you're getting out of it. Now, we understand, if you're a fan of Jessica Jones, Supergirl may not be your cup of tea. They're very differently styled shows.
Completely.
What they're talking about, what they're doing, the things they're dealing with, or even though they're both shows about women, surprise, surprise, people, you can have shows about women with lead characters.
As the lead.
Where the shows are not really alike at all. It can happen. In case you weren't sure whether that's a thing.
And it does.
It does, and it's done really well. I like both shows, but for obviously very completely different reasons. And but it's very obvious the things you get away with on Netflix and that you can do on Netflix are not the same as what you can get on CBS. And so Supergirl has struggled a little bit.
I'll say this.
I still like it.
I gotta say this. I have a problem, even though I know Greg Berlanti, Andrew Kreisberg, and Mark Guggenheim are the heads of Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow.
Right.
Which puts it all in the Arrowverse, as they call it, because Arrow was the first.
Right.
Here's the problem. That show will never come over. And the other ones can't come over there because they've been talking about it, but the legal ramifications. So here's the problem. You're saying it's in this universe.
But it'll never be a universal crossover.
It'll never be. Because
I think the odds that a CW character winds up on CBS is greater than a CBS character winding up on the CW, because I think CBS would never lend a character to the CW. I think that I could see the Flash coming in to help Supergirl at some point.
It has to. And matter of fact, there's been rumors that the Flash is going to go because the reason, and then people are probably saying, well, why not the Green Arrow? The reason you'll get the Flash is because Central City is so much brighter than Star City. Yeah. So Central City mirrors National City.
Yeah, could you imagine Arrow even having a conversation with Supergirl about her struggling with making a decision on something and him just being like, look, bitch, it ain't gonna work if you don't just go to work right now.
I got this chick I used to bone for several freaking years, okay? This bitch is in black leather with nightsticks.
Right.
I really don't want her around. I really don't. But because her daddy might die, I keep her around.
Yeah, she's got no story, right?
Laurel has no story. Look, Katie Cassidy is doing what she can for the role of Laurel.
She's awesome. I think she's great.
But
I like her. I like Katie Cassidy. I like Katie Cassidy a lot. And she'd be a great guest on the show. But like they just have to there just isn't a place there's no use for right now because Speedy's there. I even love the canary cry. Like that's awesome. I dig that. I think that's a cool move. But like outside of that, she's got nothing going on.
Here's the problem.
They need to bring back. Well,
Sarah's going over to Legends.
They need to bring Wildcat. That's what they need to do.
Didn't he die?
Is he dead?
Didn't he die?
They gotta do.
I think he died when the Slade Wilson soldier.
Can they get this woman?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with that.
She needs a story. Besides just her dad.
Yeah, who's gonna die soon. Here's the thing, real quick. Her story, her developing as a full-on superhero, is kind of the way Oliver had to develop throughout these 3 seasons. Granted, Oliver was on the island and got he was everywhere and got tactically trained.
Yeah, she took a boxing class with the dude for a little while, and then she got a badass necklace.
No, Nisa trained. Nisa trained her.
Right.
So that helped. And Oliver was like, I'm not about to train you.
Right.
No, you're not finna die. You look, everybody else can die and be blood on my hands. I'm not finna have that with you. You don't hear. But let's go back to
almost everyone in his life has died at least once except for her.
Yeah, technically speaking. Yeah, everybody is dying.
I mean, she's the only one who's not been dead yet, right?
That's a really damn shame. We're about to put money on her death pool for the character. Yo, how long before she die? At least once. I got 2 more episodes.
So
Supergirl.
So Supergirl's in a situation. I thought Astra was going to want to fight her, but Astra doesn't want to do that, right? It turns out, first of all, there are outfits that block kryptonite that you can get. Like, why wouldn't Superman and Supergirl get these outfits right away? Why would they leave themselves susceptible? Like,
to regular
that's
kryptonite
technology that exists. There's no way you should ever let yourself do that, right? But the fight at the beginning is dope. She gets to a fight with Astra early on.
And again, another Kryptonian tears up half the damn city.
Yeah, again, they go into another fight where they're fighting. Well, that's a later fight. The early fight, Supergirl loses her power when they pull out the
they pull out the knife. Yeah.
She goes and jumps off the building and just takes off, which I thought was a cool way to get out of it. It's a good. It was an interesting episode. There's 2 parallels that are going on through this episode. One, there's Supergirl kind of getting down to the truth about her mother, and Supergirl not having people being honest with her really at all. Like Hank and her sister now. Hank revealed that to Alex that he's John Jones, but Alex didn't go and tell Kara that. She didn't tell her. She wasn't like, okay, look. She was just like, well, he didn't have anything to do with what was going on.
She was like, but you cool with him now?
Everything's cool. And she's like, yeah, he wasn't the guy we thought.
It just ain't what it was.
And she but you think she put her aside, like, listen, okay, so he's an alien dude.
So look,
Dad saved him with the real Hank, and this guy's just helping.
We already got minorities out here.
Right,
he's a real minority right now.
He's the most minor of minorities.
He's about 7 feet.
There's
tall.
only one of them left. He's the only one.
He's like the last son.
He's the last one. Yeah. So Kara isn't being told the truth by a lot of people, and she's dealing with issues of being lied to by her mother, potentially, or by Astra. She's trying to figure out whether it's Astra or her mother who is lying to her.
But Astra had that bond with her, that the auntie niece bond.
And there's a bit of a heavy-handed storyline going on of this being an ecological thing. Like she's trying to save Earth from an eco-disaster being wrought on it by its people. But the way she's going about it is very mean.
I want to know who from
she's trying to save the Earth by sending out these prisoners who are obviously causing real fucking problems for everybody.
Who from Greenpeace sat in on the writers' meeting was like, look, we got a great idea.
Here's how we're going to make this story pop.
Listen, we got these petitions. We've been jumping in front of people every goddamn week.
But you forget that. You forget that that's how Krypton died, right? Krypton died because they used up the resources. And they used the plant to shit, and they never figured out a way to save it, and that's how they blew it. So, I don't know. I will say this. Melissa Benoist has me on the edge of tears almost every week, at least once. At least one time. This time when she goes... Hey, listen. This time when she goes into hologram Allura...
Oh, you tell her mom...
And she gets so angry and she fucking fires the laser. Oh, my... I was like, I could understand being that angry. I've been that angry.
Was
not at my mom, but at other people's
Bobby
moms.
was holding the show. Watching the show hold himself. You was telling him
I had to hold the pillow. She just got so angry.
It's a grown-ass man just told us he had to hold the pillow.
Yeah.
So, fast forward.
The B-plot that's going on during this whole thing, though, is Cat Grant's emails get leaked.
Yes.
And there's a big secret to be found in there.
And some secret finds out that she has a son, an older son.
Some of the other stuff going on with Cat is hilarious. Like, why has she got 30 pairs of glasses on her desk every time they see her? Have you noticed that? Hey, look on Cat Grant's desk if you haven't seen it.
Shouts out to Xavier Lamont.
She's got 3 or 4 pairs of glasses.
She got that Ally McBeal going on.
Things is she trying to, what different things is she trying to read at what depths that she's got to have so many pairs of glasses out there?
So with the B-plot line, though, you have that the board steps in from Catco's like, yo, if this gets too serious, you step down. Come to find out, Kara overhears the head.
Dirk Armstrong. Right.
Saying, look, I got this. And then she was like, how did you find out? She was like, I overheard him. And then Cat says nothing.
Right.
Just plays it simple.
Let's go. So it turns out that Cat Grant has a son, an older son. Adam Foster is his name. And she's been trying to hide him out, basically.
I mean, he's been rich, but...
he's been rich the whole time. The husband's been off, living life, loving things, right?
Right.
It's been a sweet deal. Apparently, Adam Foster is going to be coming to the show. The character's going to be coming to the show. He's going to be played by Blake Jenner, which, if you don't know, was Melissa Benoist's love interest on Glee. And they're actually married in real life.
So it'll work out.
Obviously, there's chemistry preset here, which means Wynn is going to get fucked again.
Yeah. He keeps Cat... Yo, that's how... But he turns...
But guess what? Fuck Win.
Yeah.
Win is a shitty. I mean, he's been like he's one of those friends who cries about being friend zoned. We talked about this last episode. This is that. I'm sorry, he shouldn't get to win. You shouldn't get to win because he wants to be friends with her, except for until he realizes that he's probably not going to get it, and then he struggles with being her friend.
Here's a question.
Which is shitty.
Let me ask you a question. This is just going to be real, and I know a lot of guys are thinking this, and some girls are too. If you had the chance to, would you sleep with Supergirl?
If Supergirl, yes, of course. Why would you not sleep with Supergirl?
Because what if you think you giving her the business in the bed, and then she throws it back on you one good time?
Yeah, that's how most of my experiences in the bedroom work.
Okay.
I think I'm giving somebody the business, and then they throw it back on me.
Right, but in this case, we're talking about Supergirl.
Yeah, she'd super throw it back on me.
You want to keep...
I'd have it thrown back on.
You want to keep your pelvis.
That's what I would say. I would just have to say, listen, okay, we can get down, but you just have to not break me.
Listen,
I wonder if she'd still want to sleep with me after I said
this
that.
is what you tell her, like, listen, if it gets too rough...
Oh, you're a real man. Would you just ask me not to break you? I'd like to sleep with you now.
I have a kryptonite condom. I have a kryptonite condom.
That sounds like something that would probably never get to happen. That doesn't get to happen to me much in real life, so why would I expect that to happen to me there?
So, let's fast forward the fight. The next fight happens with Aster and Kara.
She sets herself up to get caught.
She sets herself, because you're watching the fight and you're like, wait, the fight beforehand, they just went through buildings and everything.
Yeah.
Now it's just real laid back.
Yeah, and she let herself get caught because she has a bigger plan at stake, which is to attack Max Lord's place, which is they want to take out some heavy duty people so they can make their point here, like they've been trying to make. And it's the fight at the end is great. I think you get at one point Hank almost turns into the Martian Manhunter.
He was like, "You don't fight like a human."
Really
He's like, "You don't fight like a human." I'm not.
He got really. That was great. I like the one toy that Max Lord got to use too. He fired Shadow Boy in the eyes, and then he stood there like he'd won everything while there's a bunch of other dudes.
You keep shooting people in the eyes.
Oh, how about the blonde alien chick with the halitosis breath? Here's this attractive girl, and then it's just like, oh, there's a metaphor for some women I've met before.
She's so beautiful. Oh, she talked. Never mind. Her breath smells like death.
Yeah. Also, how about the fact that Hank Henshaw can read minds? You forgot about that was being a power that Martian Manhunter has. Which means the whole time that Alex was sitting there wondering what they had done, he probably knew.
Yeah, and you see what he told her. He was like,
when she didn't trust him.
He knew he thought that already.
He knew the whole time.
He was like, yeah, you know what? It eventually happened. So before the final fight, let's go back to Kat and Kara.
Yeah, they have a scene out on a balcony.
And Kara's like, Kat's like,
They have the scene on the balcony, which should change the tenor of their relationship.
Yeah, their dynamic. Yes,
because from the beginning of this show, Calista Flockhart's character Cat Grant has beaten on Kara Danvers. Has beaten on Kara Danvers, and has always played Supergirl from this angle of kind of like a sly respect, but distrust, right? Trust, but no full on love. And now she realizes who she is. She's finally put two and two together, and she probably has been. Hey,
the best part, she was like, take off your glasses.
Yeah.
Which I'm finally glad somebody said the simplest of shit to do.
Yeah.
Take off your glasses.
Yeah.
And she was like, huh? She was like, either you take them off or I just automatically know.
Yeah. It's the matter of time. She's actually met Supergirl in person a couple times, and she works that closely with Kara, which to me, I get it. You'd think that it would be so much easier to tell those two, right? If you were thinking of it in the first place, but you have to have enough time around both those people to feel like that's a thing that you would think about.
That's kind of how everybody does on Arrow. Like when everybody meets Oliver,
right?
And they think he's Arrow. All they do is put their hand over his eyes and look at his mouth. Everybody's like,
it's the greatest little move of life.
They're like, jawline doesn't matter.
It all depends on how. Again, I think it depends on a lot of times when you're dealing with these heroes in high pressure situations, your ability to remember exactly what a face looks like is not a thing that's happening. If you're not a hero person and you're caught in a situation where someone's trying to kill you, you're not getting a really, really good look at the person who's helping you.
This is going to sound weird saying, but Oliver Queen is the typical white guy in his mid to late 20s
Yeah, you know how many nose down faces look like that guy's face?
With a beard that's not all the way in.
Yeah. Oh, you have a 5 o'clock shadow and you're a white guy? You could be
anybody.
You could literally be anybody.
You could be my pizza delivery dude.
Yeah, there are a lot of good funny lines in this episode. When Wynn is talking to James Olsen, when he tells him you and your abs wouldn't understand.
Right. Your abs wouldn't.
And James gives him the quote unquote green light to kind of go after Supergirl.
Like, yo, do what you do,
as
bro.
If that's gonna happen. I think it's not gonna work out for him.
Because James doesn't realize that Supergirl's in love with him.
Right.
He doesn't realize it
I think he does. I think he realizes that she likes him, obviously.
Yeah, but she's head over heels in love.
She's crazy in love with him.
It's the swirl. Thank you for the interracial relationships.
Yeah, I'm shipping interracial relationships all day.
The entire Arrowverse has had nothing but interracial relationships.
Day.
And I'm so glad for it.
All day. I don't want to give away spoilers from a big movie that came out this weekend, but I will super ship even another interracial relationship.
Oh, boy. Please, we want to keep this show. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I read an article. They said a guy went to a theater and started yelling spoilers randomly, but it wasn't real spoilers. It just sounded legit. They said somebody in a Chewbacca costume, a stormtrooper, and somebody else pretending to beat the shit out of dude. Don't you give away your goddamn spoilers.
Oh, well, Michael Sam did that too, the former football player.
He did?
He tweeted a spoiler afterwards after the movie, like one that was like, it wasn't the biggest spoiler, but it was definitely a spoiler for fans of the movie, and then he immediately had to delete it, which I think is bullshit. Once you're in the public eye, if you tweet something and then you delete it quickly because you know it's a spoiler, you knew what the fuck you were doing.
Well, first of all, screenshots.
You need attention. Those don't go anywhere. You need attention. I don't like you.
So now Kat knows who Kara is, which leads us to she has to go off to the fight against Aster's husband.
Right, who's a dick.
He's major dick.
Grade A1 asshole.
Oh, perfect. Oh, my God.
He sucks, man.
Kryptonian pure beef asshole.
Yeah, it sucks. And so the show, I was waiting for more, and the show ends with them flying at each other.
And it's like, come on, that was the worst.
That's the mid-season finale, the shit out of me, Supergirl.
No, you soprano basically. It'll
be back on it's back on what, the 20 or the 18th, I think.
Oh yeah, January. They're not going to take too long off.
So
of the
now
show.
It's going to be Supergirl on the 18th, Flash on the 19th, Arrow on the 20th, and Legends of Tomorrow on the 21st. It's a week of superheroes.
That's why they did it that way.
It's outstanding.
Let's just say that week of this show,
we're gonna be busy. We're gonna go long.
We'll go long, and I might not have a personal life.
No, we're gonna be very busy. But coming back in the second half of the season, did you find this tidbit out that John Jones is gonna have a big thing going on because there's white Martians coming to Earth?
So now he may actually be the Martian Manhunter. Then they may call him that.
He is. Yeah, white Martians are coming. What's funny is they're coming to try and finish a job because that's what they were trying to do. Many years ago. Because there were only two species on Mars, apparently, and the white Martians, as white Martians like to do, wiped out all of the green Martians.
Martian lives matter!
Green Martians matter.
Martians lives matter.
Hashtag, I think that they're looking
That is going to be hilarious.
So that'll be the storyline that's coming, is the evil white Martians are going to be looking to wipe out the last of the green Martians. Or Native Americans, whatever way you want.
I'll be honest, this is the longest we've ever spent on an episode of Supergirl.
Yeah, but there's stuff to talk about. It's exciting. It's a little show that could. It's a little Arrowverse show that could. Let me ask you this: because I know these of the DC shows that are on TV, these are your two lowest ranked. What between Supergirl and Gotham, where do you sit as your favorite and your second favorite? If you had to choose one show.
Why do you do this?
If you had to choose one show to watch the second half of the season of, would it be Supergirl or Gotham?
Supergirl.
And
I'll tell you why.
Because of Melissa Benoist.
Yeah, and Channing Tatum's wife.
Right.
Also, no.
She got a name, Jenna Dewan Tatum.
I couldn't remember what the middle part is. I know it's Jenna.
How about when Calista Flockhart said Lois Lane was boring? She's asking now Idris Elba.
Right.
Shit.
So here's the thing. This is why I would say Supergirl over Gotham.
Yes.
Gotham has nothing intriguing for you. You know Bruce Wayne won't die. You know Jim Gordon's not gonna... Nobody's gonna die that you need to die. Everybody's gonna... Supergirl, you're like... Before Hank Henshaw revealed who he was, you're like, he could have died. But then you realize he's the Martian Manhunter. You're like, he's gonna make it.
Yeah, I like as you guys might be able to tell from the first couple episodes, I'm a secret fanboy for Gotham just because it's so odd. It's such a weird fucking show. It's so weird that I have to love it. I have to love it because it's that weird. But like Supergirl has so many potential ways it can go, and I think it can get better. I think the writers' room for Supergirl is getting better and better at what they're doing. I like how it's moved past there just having to be like a new bad guy in each episode. That she's got to overcome. There's now a running serialized story that's happening.
I need less and less Superman references.
Yeah, as they move further away from that and she begins to step into her own, I think it'll just keep.
I need less and less. Let her stand alone.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. Let her stand alone.
Yep.
So speaking of which, let's switch gears. Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Trailers, info, everything. Supposedly there is a spoiler leak of the plot.
Yeah, and we're not afraid to share spoilers on here. So
we've already said we've said that beforehand.
Yeah, if you're afraid of spoilers, you need to catch up on all your shit and find out what's going on.
That's not our fault.
And here's the
thing. Go to Wikipedia, goddammit.
So the spoilers that are out right now, we're going to tell you. You don't have to necessarily stop listening to this right now because the spoilers are not confirmed at all.
They're not confirmed at all.
This could be total horseshit, but we don't want to have spoilers come out
and we not put them out.
We're not going to have an opinion on them. We're going to let somebody else talk about the spoilers and put them out there. We're going to talk about some of these that aren't. So we're going to go piece by piece on here. Scoot McNairy, who is on *Halt and Catch Fire*. He's had a couple parts and some other things that are really good. He's playing a character named Will Magnus. According to the spoilers, these are all going to be according to the spoilers.
These are not submitted in stone.
Please do not dox us. We don't know for sure that this is what happened.
No, according to the Trusty Sidekick podcast, Jay and Bobby said it's guaranteed. Right. It's guaranteed. It's some dude who lives in his mom's basement. He has a Star Wars t-shirt on.
He apparently got to see a 3-hour cut with unfinished visual effects. We're going to tell you that ahead of time. We can't make any guarantees. Will Magnus, the character that allegedly Scoot McNairy is playing, was a member of the Metal Men. He was Viridium as a member of the Metal Men, which if they bring the Metal Men into this will get really good.
Listen, I have a pro. I keep telling you, they're bringing we're always talking about
it won't be all the Metal Men though in this one.
I don't give a shit.
It's just setups.
No, you've already got Batman versus Superman. You already got, which I will say in the trailer, I have loved the introduction of Clark Kent versus Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Because Clark is not the Christopher Reeve Clark at all.
No.
He's more like, y'all got some bullshit.
Oh, this is some dumb shit.
Y'all got some bullshit going on. And Ben Affleck as Batman is like, hey fam, get the fuck out, motherfucker.
I like that. I like Ben. Like
I will give, as Bruce Wayne, he's like, get the
he's got that attitude that's just like, I'm gonna have to fuck everything up. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
I'm going to kill you in your sleep.
Allegedly, Jenna Malone, who's in the movie, who I really like Jenna Malone. I think she's a really good actress. I don't think she gets enough parts. I don't know what the deal is, but she doesn't get cast. She plays a good like wild card in movies. She's apparently playing Carrie Kelly, which if you read The Dark Knight Returns, she was a female Robin, which is cool. So the potential of her being a female Robin, maybe the next Robin.
We gotta establish all first 3 of the damn.
Well, they're
Robins.
going to talk about. I think 2 of the Robins are covered in the. I think Dick and Todd are covered in this movie. They talked about them in this movie.
Well, because there is word potentially, and again, it's not a full spoiler, that Jason Todd is the Joker, in Suicide Squad,
right? Which would be interesting. Wonder Woman apparently chops off Doomsday's arm and it regrows to look like his comic book look, which I don't know if that means it's going to be 2-dimensional.
So it's going to have the bones,
right? I'll have the bones on it.
The bones are well. If you look at the picture, if you look at the trailer, there are small little bones that protrude.
Right.
It's not of the Death of Superman type bone protrusions.
Although I've heard the element this movie is leading towards is kind of a Death of Superman style deal, because another one of the leaks is that Luthor uses Project Black Zero to create a Black Zero Superman that triggers something called the Doomsday Protocol in Zod. So there's been a couple things that are going on here where they're talking about Superman may not actually die, but some version of like rebirth may happen for Superman here, which is
so before we even get the fucking Justice League, we about to have the Astral Superman and all this other shit.
I don't know. Luthor gets arrested after the Trinity stops Doomsday, after Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman stop Doomsday. And they find him chained up with a Batman brand on his back, which is how Batman likes to brand people now, I guess, as he gets older.
What is he, branding?
He's branding people now,
What is he, a Sigma?
He's I think he's a noob.
Could you picture Bruce Wayne with a cane
stepping down at Grambling?
For those who don't know what noops are, those are black fraternity members, the Kappa Alpha side.
I don't know how many people that are super into comic book TVs and movies and are also into black fraternities. They're probably a very small number.
100.
Wonder Woman ends up showing up because of Darkseid. Something going on with Darkseid, which would introduce the Darkseid part of the story. Batman and Superman don't become friends due to Doomsday, apparently. During their fight in the first half of the movie, Batman has a heart attack, which is hilarious. Superman takes Bruce home. They become friends.
I just want to see Batman bulky as shit in the suit.
Just, I can't feel my left arm, Kal-El.
It tastes like a goddamn penny on my tongue. It's like copper. It's copper.
To get people to stay during the credits, apparently the credits are going to feature cameos of the superheroes working together. Aquaman and Wonder Woman, Batman and Cyborg, Superman and The Flash. So that might be where you see the rest of those characters, not necessarily in the actual movie itself. So that's apparently the thing that's going to happen, is that you'll see them through these montages kind of at the end.
I'm going to tell you something. I've said this since we started doing this show.
Yeah.
And pardon the expression, everybody. We try not to be. We say we want. This is not safe for work without headphones. Listen, motherfuck this movie. If that is what happened in the credit, I'm telling you, dude, it's too fucking much.
Well, they're just at the end, and they're not actually in the movie. It's just
I don't want to see motherfucking. It's gonna be a musical montage of all supervillains.
As the credits are rolling, you see like Cyborg and Batman high five, or like, you see the Flash and Superman like racing. Yeah, I think that's
probably what you see.
Yeah, Aquaman and Wonder Woman just taking, fishing, just diving together, just cliff diving.
I hate this fucking movie plot.
They say the Lex Luthor character is over the top until he gets arrested. Then he becomes brooding and sinister, which maybe that's the change. So that
because if you've
complained about him, you've complained about.
Yes, if you've seen Jesse Eisenberg in the trailer, he's a fucking neurotic case.
Yeah, he's a little Jokerish at the beginning.
Yes,
so I don't think that'll stay that way. Doomsday apparently gets forced into the Phantom Zone, which is opened by Batman because, of course, Batman finds a way to open and fuck up everything all the time. Superman forces him in after a distraction from Wonder Woman, so that's how Doomsday gets sent off.
This is why Batman. This is how Batman. This is why he's crazy. He's a goddamn genius. Of stuff that's unnecessary.
Well, they say he has recurring nightmares, so I think the Jason Todd story or the Dick Grayson stuff is going to be worked in through that. Lex Luthor gets cancer after working with the Kryptonian technology.
He didn't want to wear the pajamas,
which is why he ends up losing his hair most likely.
So kryptonite is cancerous.
Yeah, I guess so. When you work with it as much as he did.
Of course.
He put in a lot of hours in it, though.
Of course kryptonite is cancer. It's stage 4.
It's from another planet. Of course it's cancer. Why should you do that? And Wonder Woman talks about the new gods, so maybe the new gods end up making an appearance sometime.
Again, this movie needs to be 8 hours.
It's got to have all the people in it. This movie's got to have everybody.
This movie's going to have the entire DC.
This is the Ishtar of comic book movies. This is going to be, Ishtar's like a 6-hour movie.
I know what it is. Jesus.
So that's the current stuff. There's a synopsis out with Suicide Squad also, which is basically, obviously those guys are coming together to stop the Joker. That's essentially what's going on. You'll see some Batman stuff in there too, but not much. I think that's pretty much it. Suicide Squad, I'm just ready to see it now. I want to see it. I'm excited about Will Smith being in the solo movies with Batman.
See, here's my problem with that, okay?
Do you have a problem with Will Smith being in the Batman movies?
Yeah, because he's going to try to be more character than Batman.
Will Smith. I want to see Will Smith. I want to see that team up. You know what that is, right? That's like their older version of like Falcon and Captain America.
Yeah,
that's their look at these two. Look, we can put a black guy and a white guy together too. Look,
we're brothers.
Rhodey Rhodes and Tony Stark. We can. And
which Rhodes? Die free.
Not Terrence Howard. That dude's crazy.
Hey. Terrence Howard.
Crazy. He's crazy.
Terrence Howard wakes up every morning with that voice. If you ever paid attention to the Iron Man movie, I want to say this for the record too.
He's the softest
why is every time
guy?
Why does it sound like he's crying every time he says Tony? Tony.
I
just
had no drinks on this plane, Tony.
I wake up every morning and I put this uniform on and I think.
Why you sound like you're talking to a bunch of hoes? Man?
That's how he talks.
He thinks everything is. He does everything in the hustle and
flow voice. I wake up every morning. Pepper, what's up, man?
He's the most casual flyer of jets. I'm about to bank on left and drop these here bombs on her.
Bombs over Baghdad, baby. Like, what?
What are, here's some of the other stuff that's going on. Adam Stafford has signed on. He's an actor. He's going to be the Geomancer in The Flash in some later episodes. The prevailing rumor in Arrow, have you heard about this?
No.
That Felicity's going to survive and she's going to end up becoming the Oracle.
So they wait.
Did I just blow your mind?
What?
Did I just blow your mind? Yes, I've done it. Woohoo! Yeah, the prevailing rumor. A lot of people don't
Barbara
like
Gordon.
No fuck Barbara Gordon. There's no Batman in this universe, right? And we've talked about Arrow being the Batman of this universe, right?
So and
Oracle has worked for a number of different heroes. She's worked with a number of different heroes across the universe.
So she gonna be paralyzed?
I think she might be paralyzed.
Oh.
The question is, does Ollie stay with her if she's paralyzed?
Why do we laugh? What? Boy, that was the most asshole thing we did was laugh.
I'll be honest. If Emily Bett Rickards got paralyzed, I would stay with her.
I would stay with her.
I would stay with her for sure.
I would listen.
I would, whatever she needs.
Man, I would wipe.
Okay, that's too much.
You would? You wouldn't?
I would, but you didn't have to say that.
Okay,
There's so many other things you could say.
I mean, we know everything else being done.
Dinner for her.
No, that's a given. Yeah, I would put a stove in the oven in the Arrow cage.
All the necessary needs, I would for her. Sure.
So that means
no problem.
Okay, so if the rumor is she makes it,
right?
The grave has to be Lance.
Yeah.
The grave has to be Lance.
Right, and then what the hell does Laurel have to fight for? Revenge?
Daddy!
Maybe it's Laurel.
No.
You can't kill Laurel?
You can't kill the Black Canary.
Right.
Because they have to technically get married.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah.
So...
All right. I'll go with you on that one.
Okay, so
other new character coming to the Arrow show, Megalyn Echikunwoke.
Yes, they're bringing Vixen in. For those who don't know who Vixen is,
right? I'm so fucking happy.
Yeah, it took you a while. I'm glad.
Echikunwoke. I practiced Echikunwoke.
Vixen is basically, for lack of better words, the female version of Tarzan.
Yeah, she's got a show. She's already got an animated show.
Yes,
and Megalyn is actually the voice.
She's the voice of the show. Yes,
and looks like the actual character. They found somebody who looks like the character to do the voice, and now she's coming to
DC.
Arrow.
DC pulled a Marvel move in this one when Marvel wrote the Ultimate Nick Fury.
Yep.
They wrote Nick Fury and drew Nick Fury specifically to be Samuel L. Jackson. So DC did it with the animated version of Vixen. Now Vixen can talk to animals.
Right.
And she has her. They say that hopefully Vixen will teach the Black Canary how to not always rely on the tech. How to learn how to make the cry.
So she loses. There's a storyline for Black Canary.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey.
Yeah, whatever.
What if Laurel and Vixen hook it up a little bit?
I would love to see that.
How's that going?
Because Laurel needs some in her life.
I'm going to start shipping that right now.
Laurel ain't had none in her life since Tommy died.
Right now.
You know that, right?
I think that, yeah, she's been a lonely, lonely woman.
She's been really dry. Like, I would like to see Laurel get a vibrator.
Well, that would probably not work on the show.
Why not?
They don't need that on the show. I just want to see her have some happiness in her life.
Thea's gotten laid numerous times.
Thea's kicking it.
Thea gets it in.
Thea gets it in. She's with the campaign.
Oliver like, yo, I got regular booty.
Right.
Barry trying to figure out if he has sex, will he come quick? Like, we ain't heard about Barry having sex yet since he became the Flash.
Even Iris, hopefully, with our friend Tone Bell is coming to the Flash. We're trying to get an interview with him in for this episode. If we can pull it off, we will be adding it in here, but odds are we're going to add it into next week's episode.
Yeah, because of the holidays and everything, which we understand.
Schedule's been tight. We want to sit down with him. We want to give you guys good answers. We want to have him be completely involved in what's going on so we can get you a good interview. But Tone Bell is on the schedule. We're just trying to make sure some times work so we can get that in there. But Tone Bell is coming as Scott Evans on Flash, and so Iris is going to get some booty again.
Iris is going to finally get laid again post Eddie Thawne.
Got to get these people laid, man. It's the only way you can keep them happy.
Joe's the only one that ain't getting laid now.
Yeah, Joe got no love.
Caitlin's trying to bone somebody from another world.
Yep, she's into a dude from a whole nother Earth. Not just another world, another Earth.
Another Earth.
Just Earth 2.
Earth 2, EARF 2. Cisco is just back to being, man, this some bull.
Cisco's on his own.
Because, like, he was about to get some.
He was ready. And then an old Egyptian guy came
then her husband, her 4,000-year-old husband comes swooping in like, nah, I'm going to take all that.
Oh, you got to be tired of that dick after a while. After 4,000
She don't remember
years.
it, though.
Man, I bet I know some women like that, too.
What?
They're just like, I don't remember Bobby at all.
Y'all realize that this has been one of those shows that's been like just way...
Well, listen, there's only one show we really have to discuss in detail, and we covered it. So now we're talking about some other things. Let's see. What flipping over to the Marvel side of things, there's been a movement going on. Iron Fist is getting done. They've got a showrunner for the show. Super excited about that. Iron Fist, the character, is played as a guy named Daniel Rand. He is not Asian in the comics, even though he's a ninja, which is just that's just old white people making comic books kind of a thing.
Yes, it
they
is.
Just made him a white guy.
But
back in the day.
they say they want to make him Asian.
There's been a push a movement to try and make him an Asian character, which I think would make sense. I don't think it's going to happen.
My question is, who would you try to? Do you go for an unknown, or do you get a name?
Whether you maybe get an Asian guy?
Yeah.
I would like to see some type of a known guy.
Now, here's the thing with that. Kristen Ritter for Jessica Jones.
Right.
She's not she wasn't well known.
Right.
You'd have to research her. You're like, I've seen her in some things.
Yeah, you gotta find like an up and coming guy to kind of play that.
Right. You get Michael Cotter as Luke Cage.
Right.
I wonder who they're gonna have play Angel Del Toro.
I don't know.
Because we have to go on that level too.
Yeah.
Who plays Angel Del Toro?
There's so many good options right now of people.
I'm kind of upset. I'll be honest.
I'm gonna have to hit up like a superhero hype or something and see what their casting members are for that.
I'm kind of glad I get what the choice for Claire being Rosario Dawson.
I'm into that.
I would have loved if she was Angel Del Toro though, but she's kind of older.
Yeah.
Now what if? Okay, brainstorm. What if Michelle Rodriguez
plays Angel Del Toro?
Yeah.
She actually probably fit in the right age range. She's in her mid-30s.
She'd have that. She's got that same level of sass.
She's capable.
She's capable. She has that same level of sass that Jessica Jones has.
Yeah.
Because Angel Del Toro, they're the same.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think they'd probably go younger.
Yeah, I think they would.
I think that sucks.
Well, would they for Angel Del Toro to be a PI too, just like Jessica Jones?
Right. But they'll get somebody who's probably in their 20s who can play 30.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know who I'd like? Oh man, what was her name? She was in Banshee last time I saw her. Shoot, I gotta find it. I gotta find who she is. We'll talk about who should play.
Okay, we'll get back to that.
We'll cast future Marvel stuff in the next one. Luke Cage apparently is going to take place right after
Jessica Jones.
Right after the end of Jessica Jones. So that series ends. They go from there. Civil War, Captain America: Civil War. There's a secret that may be out about the show, about the movie. Lego released a Lego set. Yeah, pictures of a Lego set, and Scott Lang was on the Lego set as Giant Man.
He's a Giant Man. He's not Ant-Man.
No, Giant Man, which means maybe he's mastered some additional capabilities.
Which is weird because here's my question: if the suit can still shrink even though it can get tall, why don't you just call him Man?
Yeah, I don't know. Like there should be no name. There should just be
because at some point it's like he can be up to 70 feet tall.
Morph Man? Is there a difference? There's got to be a better name than that. Yeah. I mean, why's he got to change his name every time he changes his costume?
If I'm short, I'm Giant. I'm short, I'm Ant-Man. If I'm tall, I'm Giant Man.
It's a lot of crazy stuff.
Like, could you remember what, like, if I'm a superhero and I'd be like, yo, dude, that change, because I'm an idiot, I'd be like, yo, Scott. Like, fam, really?
Yeah,
fam, really?
You Cisco?
Right, really?
And then I think as we get towards the end of this thing, Deadpool. We haven't really talked about Deadpool.
Real quick before we go back, Civil War. Tom Holland.
Yeah.
A lot of the pictures, Tom Holland, who was playing Spider-Man in Civil War. He showed up on the set of Civil War. We already knew that. But he also showed up on the set of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So if, for anybody who was thinking that Spider-Man has just been borrowed from Sony, he's officially in the universe.
He's in the universe for real.
He's for sure in the universe.
Now, I'm not sure he's going to end up in Doctor Strange, or if he just came by to like see what's like. maybe a post-credit scene.
But again, it doesn't matter.
I'll take him in any way they want to put him in there.
Yeah.
Whatever direction they want to use with him, it's fine. I'm excited to see him. Maybe he's the guy who kind of starts, for a while, Tony Stark was kind of the guy who bounced through all the different movies.
I think that's what you got to do, yeah.
I'd like it if Spider-Man was now the guy who kind of, like, popped up everywhere. I'd like that.
I can live with that.
Like, he just seems to show up in places, like, because that's what he did. Remember, Spider-Man in the comics is always a character who's kind of on loan to different groups. He was an Avenger for a while.
He's a member of the Fantastic Four.
He's been all over the place. He's helped the X-Men out. I mean, he's bounced all over. Now, obviously, he won't bounce back over to the X-Men at this point, but until they sign whatever that deal is, right?
The deal with the devil.
But the deal isn't going to happen right now because they're doing the work that's going on with the X-Men movies is kind of separated.
Did you hear what? I can't remember his name. The guy, the actor's name, Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac, that's playing Apocalypse.
Yeah.
He said that diehards are not going to like Apocalypse.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
I'm a bit of a diehard, so I'm afraid I'm going to be disappointed. I mean, I'm like, the look is better. I like to believe that the visual effects aren't done with what they're going to do with them. I'm not super excited about the way that Apocalypse looks right now. I just feel like the voice is underdone. I feel like there's some elements of the outfit that are kind of underdone. And I here's the thing: when they first made the original X-Men movies, everybody complained because they changed the colors of the uniforms, right? And the response was, well, those brighter colors don't really work in film. Like when you're doing real live action, using those same bright ass colors doesn't really look well when you put it into film on real live action stuff. And so here's a situation where you have a character who's definitely a different color and produces different colors, and that version of blue gray that he is, it obviously isn't translating very well on screen.
Well, it's hard. Now. It's hard to because of HD and the way cameras pick up colors.
Right.
And even trying to edit it in post, I will say this: I've done some research. They're trying to edit the colors in post. Here's my problem, but it's not a problem. I always respond to myself with this one. The movies are supposed to be as real to life. This could happen, right? So they want to make Apocalypse. He never got like big until he realized he could just completely shapeshift.
Right.
Now, comic books and TV show, Apocalypse was about a good 6'6".
Yeah.
Naturally.
Right.
This Apocalypse is about 5'8".
He doesn't cut the mustard as far as size go, for sure.
So it's kind of interesting to see what they do. Again, I'm hoping after all of the wait,
yes,
because this has been the biggest wait for everybody, even since the original 3.
Right.
I'm hoping that this one is not a flop.
Yeah, it would be terrible to have the third one and this be the one that's really bad, but I'm definitely concerned about Apocalypse.
I think we all are.
I'm concerned about Apocalypse. I think that if the movie comes out in 3D, it may have something to help the look of it a little bit. I'm hoping that'll be the case, but I can't.
I'm hoping they do something with that voice.
I'm not extremely confident.
Well, I know how a lot of ADR recording goes, where you do some extra work on the voice.
Right.
I am hoping to God that somebody says, "Listen." Somebody talks to Bryan Singer and says, "Look, you have to make this voice.
It's got to be a booming, like.
It's got to be a dark.
Override everything.
It's got to. Everybody knows Apocalypse for that. If not,
there's no fear when it's just like a dude like, oh.
Hello, I will crush you.
Get some good teaching from your master.
Oh my goodness, listen, I'll crush you. I've been around for years. I don't know why I sound like one of the Rolling Stones high as hell. I've been around for years.
But like part of what made Ultron awesome is because he had that creepy voice.
Oh,
right?
James Spader was amazing.
Killed it as the Ultron voice. But it's just like...
And it was so humorous too with a lot of things he did with the voice.
The echoes of it and everything were just kind of on a different level, and I don't see that happening right now. So I'm a little concerned.
Okay. You say we have some Deadpool news.
Just that the trailer's coming out on Christmas.
There's a new trailer,
They're doing the 12 days of the 12 Deadpool days of Christmas right now, and then on Christmas the new trailer's going to drop. I'm excited for Ryan Reynolds finally getting to play this role the way it's supposed to be played.
Because he's been wanting to be this character from the beginning.
Yeah. He wanted to be it so bad that he was willing to be the Green Lantern in between.
Yes.
So that he could just be like, look, I could be a superhero, trust me.
I can do this.
So hopefully this goes really well.
I'm going to say this though. I super feel sorry for all of the kids who are going to go see this and whose parents are oblivious as to what Deadpool is.
No idea.
Because
they're going to have to check some IDs on this.
Again, Netflix can get away with it.
What I feel bad about is having to deal with all the idiot parents who are going to take their young kids to see the movie.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
not
these
just
parents
the kids who are going on their own, but
those two. Yeah,
you know, there's those parents that like don't really give a shit about all the shit that their kids learn at whatever age. Like, oh, you're 4, you can watch people fucking a movie. That seems like a good idea.
You're
like,
gonna watch a superhero,
or those people that like bring 3 generations of people. Like they bring the youngest kid and they also have their grandmother with them. It's like, no, the babysitter and the one you can babysit are right there. Leave them
together
in the car, at the house, take them to
crack a window,
for an hour and a half, whatever, and you go watch the movie. But you let that old lady who's going to be asking you questions the whole time, and that kid who she should be watching stay somewhere else and stay out of the theater. Is that a little too harsh? I don't know.
Pretty much, a little bit, but hey,
we've gone pretty deep. We came close to an hour here. And we didn't even get everything. I mean, we didn't get the interview in even this week. We pushed the interview and we've almost gone an hour.
This is good.
I think we're good. So I think that covers everything. You have shows locally this week?
Yeah, this upcoming Tuesday, December 22nd, I will be at 10 p.m. I'll be at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank for the Celebrity Drop-In All Headliner show. So I'm on that headliner. Yeah. Been trying to tell people. So I'm doing that. And then it's Christmas and it's just me sitting around in this car.
I'm back
in the car.
Not in the car. I'm back in Chicago on Tuesday. So we're gonna be doing some cross country podcasting, I think, here in a week or two.
Yeah, so I figured out how to do it, so we'll be able to do it from next. Yeah, we're gonna do one post. We're gonna go into Christmas and New Year's. We're not gonna take a break. We actually had that discussion.
We will have things to talk about, I'm sure, over the holidays.
It may not be a long episode.
We may give you some short episodes, but we're going to try and get these interviews in over the break so we have some good stuff for you guys to listen to.
And even if we don't get the guests from the shows, we'll get some other guests that I trust that are knowledgeable.
We have good people we can talk about.
I got a couple of contacts I'll start to reach out to as well if they haven't blocked me on Facebook. Hey, man, look, I get blocked.
Does that happen?
Yeah, look, because I tell people about this stuff real quick and they get mad like, you hurt my cyber feelings. But whatever. So listen. Yeah, man. So
where can people find you?
People can find me Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Mr. J Washington. Like my Facebook fan page, J Washington Comedy, jwashington.com, all those good things.
You can find me at mocha_Jesus on both Twitter and Instagram. Our podcast, The Trusty Sidekick, is at Sidekick Trusty on Twitter. And of course, you can find us on Facebook at The Trusty Sidekick, and you can see updates on every show that we have coming out. You can find other news on things as they break, current stories going on throughout the Marvel and DC universe.
We will have all those up to date for you. So let me end this by saying this, and I will say it from the bottom of my heart. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays to others. I hope you all are safe, enjoying it with friends, families, or self, however you choose to be festive. A lot of sad things have been going on around us in general. We see them. And I just want to take this time to say, enjoy what you have going on in life. You know, sometimes you think things are bad. It's a lot of people that are a hell of a lot worse.
And I don't believe in any of those holidays, but I do believe that it's good to have people get together and love each other and share good time and good feelings with each other. For whatever reason,
he's a hero.
For whatever reason you feel you need to do that, I'm good on you. Get together with somebody that you care about. Find some people that'll care about you. Hug them sometime over the next couple weeks and enjoy your time together.
No, that was so damn sweet. So with that being said, you see how my energy level just really.
That's what happened.
With that being said, I've been your resident supervillain, Mr. J Washington.
And I've been your resident superhero, Bobby Hill.
We will holler at you guys next week. Take care. We're out of here. Peace. That's all you got?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
We're done.